Music Curtin Radio.
Well, it is a controversial topic every time a public holiday rolls around. Should cafes and restaurants charge a public holiday surcharge? Well, many customers think not. Joining me right now on the air is Christine Green. Good afternoon to you, Christine.
Hello, Jenny. Thank you very much.
Oh, nice to speak to you. Yes, it's been around forever, hasn't it, really, a surcharge on a holiday?
Oh, absolutely. And it's a real problem for the food industry because they work on such skinny margins. That extra 10 to 15% on a public holiday can make all the world of difference to their business.
Yeah, I mean, I've never heard anyone really particularly complain about it. Is it still happening?
I've actually been doing a lot of discussion around this in the last couple of weeks. Funny how these things topically come up. And I was only just in the last 15 minutes quizzing another chef that's involved in the industry, and he said he still gets complaints from customers from a certain demographic, he would have to say, but yeah, they still get collision at the cash register about that charge.
What's the demographic? Older or younger?
Actually, from an age perspective, it would be the older, but then from an income perspective, it's obviously the lower, so the lower earning capacity. So when you look at seniors, money's tight, and if they're going to be charged an extra $5 going out for dinner, that can hurt. So it's understandable.
Yeah, it is understandable, but I guess we've all got a choice to not go public holiday. But I guess that's when the families get together. It sort of makes sense, doesn't it? So it is legal, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. The ACCC do have some laws around how they have to advertise that, and some of the infringement penalties for corporations can be over $6,000, and for individuals about $1,300. They don't have to have a separate menu. However, they must clearly display that a fee will be charged, and there's particular wording that the ACCC states must be used on the menus, and it's also wise to put that at the point of sale as well.
What's the sort of percentage of increase?
The averages at the moment are around about 10 to 15%.
Okay, so is that on the complete bill or on individual serves?
On the complete bill. So if the menu you spend $100, they'll charge you $115 at the register.
$115
markup.
Okay, well, you know, like I said, it's been around for a very long time, so people are sort of aware that that is the case. So when you say they run at a very fine margin, I mean, everyone's finding it tough at the moment, all around Australia. Here in WA, we've had quite a few closures of hospitalities, venues, restaurants, you know, hotels. That's not big hotels, but small bars and that sort of thing. It's very sad to see that happen. But you know what? The public really are looking for value for money at the moment.
And the food business, it's an unusual beast because as a business model, it has a lot of working and moving parts, and everything's a moving target. So you look at the food, the product that they sell, they're not just boxes of items like off the shelf at Kmart. It's food and produce. So seasonally, the products scale up and down. Okay. If they have a piece of fish that's been in the fridge one day longer than it should, it has a higher risk value because it could poison somebody. So they're better to just throw it in the bin. God. And even staff are very transitional, so or transient, I should say. They move around a lot. So staffing can be a problem. And if you're employing an 18-year-old one day and a 22-year-old the next day, the award rate changes quite dramatically. Yeah. So, again, it's a lot of moving parts as a business model.
Oh, the way you pointed out, absolutely. I mean, I remember there for a while that lemons, that most people have a lemon tree in their backyard, were selling for $1 each over here. So, you know, and avocados just went through the roof. And you're right, with all the weather conditions we've had around Australia over summer, there's going to be a great fluctuation in prices at the markets. You're not in Perth, are you, Chris?
No, we're based in Brisbane, and it's this issue is around the country, and the charges are around the country. Actually, the chef I was just talking to, I said, why in your restaurants have you felt the need to do that? And he went into story back scenarios, and he goes, you know what? I don't have a choice. The government makes us pay higher wages on those days. Yeah. I have to get that money from somewhere. So it's in his mind, it's a use the pay scenario. Yeah. So if the government says I have to do it, well then I have to charge the customer. And I thought he's the first person that's actually brought up the government scenario, and it says I'm not doing it because I want to. I'm doing it because the government tells me to.
Yeah, I get that. They're not selfishly just increasing their profit margin. It's to pay people to work on those days. And what's your feeling about staff getting sort of double time on public holidays and weekends and that sort of thing? Do you consider that justified in today's world?
I have a personal opinion on that, and my personal opinion is if that's what the government and the awards wages are, then a business needs to factor that in. If you open a business and you hire staff and you know that you'll be working on weekends and public holidays, that's part of your business plan. That's it. But if everybody is doing it, it's a level playing field. And where some staff are getting disadvantaged is that there are food businesses that aren't paying the correct award rate. They're not paying superannuation, and that's when I think it's unfair. So I've been in some chef and hospitality discussion groups around that particular topic, and they really get upset when the boss is asking for an extra 15% at the point of sale for each sale, but they're not getting the proper award wages, and that's where there's a disconnect between the employee and the surcharge.
If it's the legal thing to do, you have to do it. Like you say, it has to be in their business plan initially.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's the way the government works, and that's what the wages are. That's what it is.
That's it. If it ever changes, that's exactly right. And I guess once again we've got a choice not to do it on a public holiday. I'd hate people to lose business, but that's our option, isn't it?
It is, and there's plenty of solutions out there with software and how to analyse the numbers in your business and how you can factor in and have foresight into that pricing and the upcoming public holidays, and that could be a regular part of your menu. There's some businesses that do that, and that's their right. You can price a hamburger for whatever you want.
Yeah, true. It's up to us to want to pay if we wanted to pay for it.
Yeah, and the customers will vote with their feet, and that's all there is to it.
You're right, Christine. Thank you very much indeed. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.